Welcome to the Core Strength Yoga routine. When you're ready, meet me in Hero Pose, sitting on your knees and heels. Place your hands in your lap, palms facing down to reserve energy. Gently close your eyes. And notice everything about how you feel. Now gently blink your eyes open. And make your way to a forearm plank. Place your forearms on the mat, and then before you do anything else, just measure the distance between your forearms by grabbing onto your biceps, and then pivot your arms so your forearms look like the number 11. Place your hands flat on the mat so you're not balling up into fists, and extend your legs back onto your toes, or if you're modifying, on your knees. Now even out your plank. Hips are in line between your knees and your shoulders. Neck is in line with your spine. So try not to dump your head forward, but puff up and push everything away from the ground. Push against gravity, but keep your jaw and your hands relaxed. You're in control. Maintain your plank and pivot your right forearm in as you shift your weight onto your right side. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling, setting up a side plank. And again, you can modify at any point with your bottom knee down on the mat. Lift your hips and your neck up. Nothing gives into gravity. Maintain this strength and this focus for 3 more breaths. Lower down into your forearm plank and switch sides. Pivot your left forearm in, shift your weight on your left side, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, modify if you did on the other side, and then lift everything up against gravity. You are in control. And the more often that you practice these postures like this with strength and focus, the stronger you'll get. Your breath control keeps you calm and grounded, even within the challenge. Lower down into a forearm plank, and we'll alternate slowly. Inhale, side plank, left arm high. Exhale to your forearm plank. Inhale, side plank, right arm high. Exhale to your forearm plank. And continue alternating with your breath, slow and fluid. The key here is very fluid and graceful transitions for only 30 more seconds. Find your strength. Stay calm. You're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Gracefully lower your knees down to the mat, take a seat on your heels or any other seated position, and just shake it out. These next few postures are some of my favorites to play with because you get to play and have fun and build strength at the same time. So let's set up a baby crow. Even if you've never done it before, just by practicing will make you stronger. So place your forearms on your mat like the number 11. Hands are flat and wide, so even here you've got yogi hands gripping into the mat. Now walk your knees up towards your shoulders, nice and tight. And depending on your flexibility, the knees might be closer to your elbows. Wherever your knees are, lift your hips up and set your gaze somewhere on the ground, maybe between your fingers. The key to this posture is engaging your core. So firm up your lower abs so much that you can feel your core lifting your hips and the weight of your legs in this pose. And you might be able to lift your right toes off the mat. Then lower your right toes down and lift your left toes off the mat. Then lower your left toes down, and without jumping, try floating both feet off the mat. Then lower both feet back down. Readjust if you need to, firm up your core once more, and play with your baby crow, whatever it looks like today, for the next 30 seconds. This is core. If you're just stacking your joints and relying on balance, then you'll leave here with bruises on the back of your arms. You don't want that. You want your core engaged so much that your core carries the weight of your legs. Make your way to a seated position on your mat. With your feet flat on your mat, knees bent, as if you were setting up for a boat pose. And here's a tip. If boat pose is something that you've been avoiding for most of your practice, you need to practice that one more often. So we're doing a variation of boat today. But first, let's just set up a modified boat pose. Feet flat, knees bent, reach your arms forward, keep your chest open so there's no rounding in your back right now. And then lean back just a couple of inches. If at any point you start to feel some burning or discomfort in your lower back, then you've gone too far and you need to either back out just a little bit or back out completely. To set up the crow hold variation of boat, bend your elbows and flex your hands back as if the floor were above you. Now place your knees on your triceps or grab your knees and pull them into your shoulders. And touch your big toes together, either on the ground or hovering in air. There will be a natural rounding in your spine at this point. That's okay. This is basically a crow pose, except that we flipped the gravity. And the purpose here is for you to feel the muscles in your core that you need to use in crow pose when your hands are actually on the ground. So focus. Let that fire build for about 3 more breaths. And release into a long body stretch. For one big inhale, open mouth, let it go. Then pull your knees in, rock and roll the length of your spine. Gain enough momentum to cross over your ankles, plant your hands, and step or shoot your feet back. And then let's set up our crow pose. So plant your hands on your mat. Fingers fanned out wide. Grip into your mat using your whole hand, especially the pads of your fingers. Elbows bend directly back, similar to chaturanga. Gaze is set on the ground between your fingertips. Walk your feet up and place your knees on your triceps. The closer to your shoulders, the better. Now remember, we don't want to bruise our arms. Find the muscles in your core that you were just engaging and engage those here, even if your toes are still on the ground. And feel a lightness in your body as your core lifts up your hips. And you can play with lifting up one foot and then the other, or maybe hovering both feet just above the mat. If you're feeling strong, draw your heels in towards your hips. And I'll leave you to play in this crow pose in whatever variation for the next 30 seconds. Your gaze is set on your drishti, a non-moving spot. Your breath is calm and grounded, and your core is on fire. And your core is fire. Make your way to a seated position. Shake out your hands, and then place your hands in your lap, palms facing down. Gently close your eyes and return back to a breath that calms you and grounds you. And that's it for our quick core strength yoga routine. If you like that and you want more of it, including a fun flow that will challenge your balance and your core strength, leaving you stronger in the end, make sure you check out my core strength yoga class. You can find it on my website, SarahBethYoga.com. See you there.